Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That's good.
How are you?
Tired.
It's only Monday. You're not allowed to be
I
tired.
know. Not as bad as Thursday, but yeah, just struggling with, life.
Was it a busy day today?
Kind of. We
I-
started some things. A little certain someone started her or his journey today. That was fun.
As as far as school, yeah, you started school
Yeah.
already.
Just one of them. The other two, not
Oh,
yet.
okay. Okay, the little one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I went on like 100 different endeavors today.
Oh
Like a,
yeah.
a bunch of different things. It's like, oh, let me look into this, let me look into that. Since I don't have one of my children here, kind of allowed me a little extra mind space for things to brainstorm about
Yeah.
ideas and things. So that was nice. But other than that, I started drinking mate again today. I had some coffee and then I had some mate. And I feel like it
I
made a
was
difference.
I was drinking mate uh, for a while, but then because of the new coffee machine, I've been drinking coffee like all day. I can't add mate onto that.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I could try. Maybe it
I
does
did cut
nothing.
I did cut down my coffee. Did I hear
Yeah, that's
somebody
good.
laughing there in the background?
I
No?
hope not.
I thought I heard somebody. Um, but yeah, I cut down. I usually have 2 cups, well, American cups, not the little cups,
Yeah,
like the Friends bowl
yeah, the
style
big old cups.
cups
Yeah,
of mate of coffee. So I cut down to just one, and then I added mate as I was working on things. And I feel like it doesn't make me as jittery as coffee does.
yeah. I think it's
Or I
better
don't,
when it comes to that.
yeah, like I don't have that crash after I after a couple hours. I just
Yeah,
feel more mental focus, maybe more energy.
you have to. Don't you have to go pee a bunch of times? I feel like
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
I
but I feel
drunk it
like
by
I
myself throughout the whole day, and it's like
oh
just go to the
no,
bathroom a million times.
I stopped by like one because if I
Oh,
keep
okay.
going, yeah, I'm gonna have issues.
Yeah.
I'd probably not be able to go to sleep at night, which I forgot to take my supplements. I've been taking, what's that powder? Ashwagandha, I think it's called.
What for?
And then just to help my body relax. And
Oh, to sleep. You need that?
do I need it? I just feel like I sleep better. Not that it makes me go to sleep, but that when I sleep better, like I feel more rested in the morning. That and magnesium, is it? I think it's magnesium.
Okay, see.
Yeah,
Magnesium.
I have a powder. You dissolve it in water and I drink it. It may not be
I've
too
done
late
the
to drink it
magnesium
after.
before, but
And
just to try it out, like to see if it
mm-hmm,
works for the kids.
mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't notice because I sleep pretty good. Like
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
normal for me to just like fall asleep
I
immediately and
I
wake
don't
up
feel like
whenever.
it's like uh what's that melatonin that makes you go to sleep, like it makes you sleepy. I feel like when you do go to sleep naturally, your body's more relaxed.
Mm.
So I feel like you sleep better. But I don't know. Maybe it's just a placebo effect.
I
Yeah.
mean, I have, you know, I sometimes can't sleep, but then I make up for it the next day. Like I'm fine.
What do? You take a nap or you wake up later?
No, I just fall asleep immediately and like pass out and wake up super rested.
Okay.
I don't
That's
know why
cool.
my body does that. Yeah.
That's awesome. I like it. Last time we did the live, I didn't go to sleep until like really, really late. Because if I do something that I have to use my brain, it's like my brain stays on and it doesn't want to switch off
Yeah. Well,
at
my brain
night.
wasn't really working for during the live last week. That's why we switched the day because Thursdays are bad for me. I mean, they've always been like that. It's always
Mm-hmm.
been like Thursday is my most tired day. And then I get like a little push of energy by Friday, and then I get to rest during the weekend. And I don't know why, because obviously
Yeah.
things have changed lately. So, but yeah.
As far as what biologically changed, like you're older.
Oh yeah, sure, I'm old. But no, I mean like work-wise, like I do different
Mm-hmm.
things, different schedule, different everything. I'm more relaxed, less or different type of stress, I should say. It's not less stress, different type of stress.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Anyways, enough about
Anyhow,
us.
yes.
Anywho,
What have you been into this week, this past week? What's caught your attention?
well, I saw a few things here and there, but I haven't really spent a lot of time on social media, like paying
Mm-hmm.
too much attention to it.
Good for you.
Um, yeah, because sometimes you kind of have to disconnect a little bit, to like
Yeah.
recharge.
I, I
Um,
was doing so good with that before the World Cup. Like I was not on social media at like almost at all whatsoever. And then the we had the World Cup and then I was back on listening to all the streamers I listen to that talk about football. And then social media kind of trickled itself in there and now I'm like hooked again. I'm like, oh, I have to let it go again. I got a
yeah.
bad I
So,
got a
what's
bad
been going on?
as far as what I've seen in social media, well, immediately I think when was it like last Monday or Tuesday, you could not click, I mean, you could not go past anything that wasn't, at least on my algorithm, that didn't have to do with the migrant crisis or the, some people call it invasion of Ceuta in Spain.
Oh yeah,
So,
I did see about that.
been seeing a lot of stuff about that. And I don't know, I was just trying to understand what was going on, how this happened. Uh, I got some bits and pieces, because everything's so confusing nowadays with
Yeah,
social media.
you have to
You
fact
have to
check the fact checkers.
fact check them, fact check everything. Um, so one thing that when I first heard about it, didn't realize is where this city is situated
Right,
and
because
how
it's
it was
not
so
in,
easy.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
off
it's not in the
the,
mainland
yeah,
of Spain. I actually cropped a piece of the map so we can look at it here if you want to. Let's put it up on the screen
yeah,
right here. So, as you can see there, this is Spain up here. I don't know if you can see a
yeah, I can
cursor,
see.
but up on the top is Spain, and in that little red dot, that's where Ceuta is, and that's Morocco. So it's basically a little piece of that comes off Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever those migrants came from, they weren't too far.
Right.
It
They could
wasn't.
walk.
They could probably, they could have walked. Um, I don't know what the barriers are by land as far as the how they enforce their limits. I didn't look into that. But one of the things that was talked about right away was a Spain's Supreme Court ruling. I don't know when that was. I don't think it was that long ago. Um, they had a ruling that had to do with immediate deportations, or what they call hot deportations, where like if an illegal migrant, or I think they call it irregular in their language, an irregular migrant um, crosses,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it has to like go through some hurdle because there's a limit, and it's enforced through some kind of hurdle, whether it's a fence or a physical hurdle. They can enforce what they call hot deportations and turn them right back around, right? And they don't have to
Mm.
go through the legal
Port of entry.
processes
Right.
to turn them back. But on a technicality, I guess the Supreme Court decided that if the irregular migrant went through water or via the sea, then because they didn't have to cross a physical hurdle, that deportation didn't apply. Basically, they can still deport them, but they have to go through um, more um, steps, I guess, and a lengthier legal process to deport them.
Mm.
So apparently, there are different theories as to what happened, but there is a well-known, established human trafficking cartels. So um, some reports say that wherever those migrants came from, the local authorities actually helped them to get there. And some other reports say that there was like a
Like
well
Spanish?
coordinated. No, from Morocco.
Oh, Moroccan.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and some other reports say that they were there. There was a well coordinated um, plan via social media
Well, I'll
done by
say.
these traffickers. Yeah, that
How many
basically,
were there? Like, did they say a number?
as far as
People?
migrants,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot. I have some screenshots, but a lot. But basically, the other theory, or what they're thinking happened, was that these human trafficking cartels misinformed or lied to these migrants and told them that if they went through the sea, that they couldn't be deported, which is not the case. They can still be deported. The difference is that they have to go through lengthier legal means to deport them.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, as far as, I'm going to put here some key facts about the city. Let's keep in mind that it is this little point right here where that red dot is. And then it's
This looks
separated by
pretty.
water from the
Looks like a
mainland. Yeah.
touristy place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty. I think they have about 80,000. Let's see. Uh, I think 82,000 residents. So it's not a big place, obviously. They do have, oh, it does say here that the entire land border is heavily guarded by a multi layered um, heavily fortified border fence. So they have a fence. They just don't have any physical barrier through
through
the
the sea.
water,
Right.
through the sea, basically. Um, there's some historic landmarks right here if anybody wants to pause and read through those. But just think about 82,000 residents. And I think the numbers that we're talking about of the migrants that came through was between 60,000 and 75,000. So
Wow.
almost
That's like a
doubled in
whole
the
other city.
population.
Yeah.
Yes. It must have been really scary for the people there. I mean, I don't know if you saw anything online
I
on
did see
social media.
maybe one or two clips of like actual residents there saying how they
Hmm.
were barricaded inside their homes and they were very scared. One lady
Yeah, I
had
mean,
her dad sick in the house and they couldn't take him to get his treatments. So,
yeah, they call it migrant crisis, but it looks more like an invasion,
yeah, I'll say.
right? I mean, I would say it looks more like an invasion. So,
The thing is that
um,
migrant crisis to me would be like, okay, you're processing these people through a port of entry, right?
hmm,
Were you crossing illegally? That's an
yeah,
invasion, whether it's like 5, 20, or, you know,
yeah,
75,000.
yeah. I
So,
mean, you could say that if it's 5 or 20, the impact is not as it's not comparable to
oh, for
thousands,
sure. For
and
sure.
in this case, tens of thousands.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of impact. So let's see, a little more info. Um, so this is just a little summary that I pulled up that I worked with. Um, so yeah, I counted about 60,000 migrants, and the window of time they came in was 24 hours. Can you imagine?
How do they
Triggered by
accommodate that many people in such a short period of time? You can't.
they didn't. I mean, you can't. They no. I mean, there's
That's
no way
dangerous
that
not
you have the.
just for the residents, it's dangerous for the people crossing.
Oh yeah, people died making their way there. They died. Some died in the stamp in like trampled because at some point you see a bunch of people just rushing through. I did see briefly, and I wish I would have saved it, but I saw a video where like they were coming in boats, but the boat said Spanish or Spain Naval Guard or something like that.
Oh,
I
yeah?
think what would be, yeah.
So
I
they
don't
were
know.
rescued in the water?
They were rescued in the water and brought in, yeah, taken to land. Um, and I saw mainly guys on the videos that
Yeah, I
I
did
that I
see
saw,
that.
mainly guys
Young, yeah.
saying that they were trying things in their country were really really bad. They're trying to look for something better. I saw some people, uh, some because the media there in Spain started interviewing the people that were coming in
Oh,
and
yeah.
asking them questions. And I saw that there was one guy specifically who was saying that he needed medical care, that he was coming there because he needs medical care, and he heard that he could get medical care there for free, basically. So there, I mean, you have the whole welfare state attraction. It
Yeah,
attracts.
but
You have a combination of welfare state and maybe lax border
but it's
policies.
it's not gonna help them, right? Because now it's just, you know, like it's está colmado. How do you say that? The welfare
Yeah,
state is
they're
gonna
they're
be,
filled. Yeah, they
yeah,
couldn't cope. They definitely
overwhelmed,
couldn't
and they're
cope with
not
all those
gonna.
people.
And
But you're a person of low resources wherever you're coming from.
yeah, but
Who knows what kind of situation? Do you think you're
right.
gonna think about that? You're not gonna think
No,
about
you
that.
don't. You
You
believe what
just
they're
like
telling
you're
you.
told, yeah, you're told things and you just believe it and
Yeah,
go with it.
and
I
you.
mean, it's
And
a
now they're
strong
probably in a worse
motivator.
situation than they left.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Sad
So
all around.
so the crossing method, it says that according to the Spanish Interior Ministry, thousands of individuals, primarily young Moroccan men of sub-Saharan and sub-Saharan nationals, chose to swim around the Tarajal and Bensu maritime breakwaters or rush the coastal shorelines on foot. A formal statement by the Moroccan Interior Ministry confirmed that human trafficking networks actively organized the rush by exploiting social media platforms to broadcast highly coordinated crossing directives. Well, but I saw some clips of, or somebody posted clips of a bunch of guys on top of these big trucks that were hauling them,
Oh yeah, I did see
and
that too.
they were escorted by police. But the thing is that the video said that it was on the way in, but apparently they have returned a bunch of the migrants back to Morocco, or at least that's what the officials have said. That's the official narrative that they've returned a lot of the migrants already. So if it is true, it could be the migrants on the way back. The thing is that when you see something on social media, how do you even know if it's true or not?
Yeah,
You just
you
you
just
just
have to
don't
take
know.
it with a grain of salt.
Yes. So, let's see what else. So, the legal exploit, this portion over here kind of explains a little bit of what happened that uh, or what were the decisions in the Spanish government that these networks basically did to tell these migrants that they were going to be able to go in there and stay.
Right.
So
So is it really a crisis? Can you call it a crisis if it was orchestrated and organized so well? Like,
no, that's what they're calling it, but I wouldn't call it that.
and it's
It
what
feels
happened
more like
here
an
too.
orchestrated, yeah.
Yeah,
It feels more like an orchestrated invasion. I mean, you can call it what you want, but
yeah.
you have organization. You have a lot of people coming in
A lot of funding.
to many of them admittedly they want to take advantage of your infrastructure. uh, some I even seen saying that they were escaping from the law, like they were not hiding the fact that, oh, I had problems in Morocco. I saw one in particular that he said that he had lived in another European country and basically was kicked out of there. Like he had some kind of legal problems and was kicked out. And he was just looking for a better place. So all those things combined, the organization, the amount of people, the fact that it was mostly men, military age men, the fact that you could see videos of people just climbing windows and trying to get into houses because once they got there, they don't have anywhere to stay, they don't have food, they don't have anything, and many people turn to crime to try to get what they wanted or what they needed. And there were fights breaking out, people
Yeah, of
with
course.
knives. It was just
Can you imagine that
horrific.
many people having nowhere to go and like getting hungry and tired and what if they and there's like no stores that have enough stuff for everyone. No,
Mm-hmm.
they probably have no money with them.
No,
What are they gonna do?
nothing. Some people didn't even have shoes or shirts.
Yeah.
Shoeless, shirtless. So over here it's kind of says what I already told you, that there was that technicality that the Supreme Court had ruled that they couldn't enforce that hot deportation if they came through the sea, which they interpreted to be, oh, if I go there by sea, they can't turn me back. Not true. Um, the local accounts emphasize systemic financial paralysis. Local migrant testimonies, such as the 35-year-old Abdel Karim, waiting near Ceuta's adult reception facility, detail severe unemployment inside Morocco, leaving many to take advantage of the chaos. With little more than pocket change and a hope for work on the European mainland. Because, I mean, what to them, like once they make it into that little patch of land, if they can secure some kind of way to make it through Spain, then they can make it to anywhere because they
In
are
Europe,
part of the European
right?
Union, right? So that's why you've seen some countries, like I think Italy was the first one, the Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni,
Hmm.
saying that she was
She's awesome,
gonna.
by the way.
Yes, I like her.
Love her.
I don't quite like it when I didn't like it when Trump tried to pick a fight with her. I'm like, why? Silly.
Trump
I
doesn't get everything right. We
No,
know
of
that.
course, never. No, no. So eyewitness testimony collected on site pointed squarely to um, a sudden absence of resistance. Uh,
So no law
a
enforcement.
person, a 44-year-old local worker in Ceuta, observed, "If you open the border, of course everyone comes in. The authorities are responsible." Returning migrants explicitly testified the Moroccan border guards stood aside. And that sounds to me like they got orders to do that.
Yeah. I don't think it was a one-sided thing. It must have been
Yeah,
Spanish leadership with, yeah.
yeah. So let's see what else. What other information? The rapid influx represented roughly 70% of Ceuta's total, or Ceuta, sorry, total population, triggered a severe infrastructure failure. Um, the situation looked absolutely unsustainable as adult and minor reception facilities completely collapsed by 48,000 migrants had voluntarily walked back to
Oh wow.
Morocco. So, yeah, I mean, they came. I don't think they realized
Poor
what it
people.
would mean to come in that large number. So, the history and geopolitical or geopolitics behind the breach. This incident is not an isolated border failure, but part of a long standing pattern where migration control intersects with Spanish Moroccan diplomatic ties. So there is a dispute about the little patch of land.
Mm, of course.
It's a disputed piece of land, and I mean, when you look at it, you're like, okay, I guess I get why. And the reason a lot of powerful countries like to have land on two sides of a stretch like that is because
Control
they
it.
can control the ships
Passage.
going through the
Right.
passage. So it's the same thing with like uh, one of the reasons why Argentina has been so keen on um, getting the
Los Malvinas.
La Malvinas back. That's one of the reasons too. It's a strategic place for for commerce and for like controlling what goes through there. Um, so Morocco has historically contested Spanish sovereignty over the centuries-old North African exclaves of Ceuta and Melilla, viewing them as occupied territories. So I guess they need a two-state solution, right? Spanish president better put up. I mean, what up with their president? Is it a president or a prime minister? It's a
Prime
prime minister,
Minister.
right?
I think so.
What's his name? I can't remember now.
Sánchez. Vende Patria
Sanchez.
Sánchez.
We don't like him. I don't. I
They
mean, I
don't
don't
like
like him.
him.
They
They
don't
don't
like him,
like
right?
him. Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
heard the
don't even like him.
chants during the World Cup using the bad words. I can't
We're
repeat
not
them.
gonna repeat.
No.
You know what's crazy is that these poor people, especially the 48,000 that went back, they're
Mm-hmm.
being used.
Yeah.
They're poor people who are being used by
Yes.
people in power.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to dispute,
Pawns.
man, how do you do it? Show of force? I don't
Yeah,
know.
you put pressure.
But you do that with armed forces. You don't do that with your citizens.
Oh yeah. But
Whatever.
that's
What
I
do
mean
I
that's
know?
how that's how people in power act. A lot of times they use people as pawns. I thought that a lot when we were having all the controversies with
Border
ICE
crossing?
in no, not border crossing, but with ICE in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
All you could see was these officials, like government officials, such as the governor and the mayor of the city, uh, basically instigating people to
Yeah,
go and
they were.
manifest, to go and do whatever is necessary. To one of the phrases used was put their bodies in, you know,
In the way
on the
to block.
line, yes. And if you're being rational and thinking about it a little bit, if they had, if what ICE was doing was really wrong, they would have had legal recourses as the government of that city or the government of that state to fight ICE, right?
Right. Yeah.
But because they know that what they're saying is not true,
It's not true
what
because
is
it's
the other
federal
recourse that
law
they have?
enforcement.
Uh-huh.
You
What is the other recourse they have is to agitate people and to
use the
put people
people.
in danger, because that was the thing. Like when uh, I talked to some people online, people that I know personally, about the subject, obviously people react with their gut, they react with their
Emotions.
emotions, and what they see is, lives that were lost, which is a tragedy in itself. Uh, but they don't, and they see the immediate actions that took place, but they don't think about like what's behind that, what caused that.
Mm.
Why were the individuals there? Why, who instigated that? Why didn't those people that have the power, their government officials, why didn't they do something if they truly believed that ICE was doing something wrong, instead of putting civilians at risk? Because when you put civilians in that position to go against cops, I think 9 out of 10 times it's not gonna end. It's not gonna end well.
And empowering them, like giving them
Hmm.
like a false sense of entitlement that you could stop federal law
Hmm.
enforcement. Like that's
Yeah, that's like saying to somebody, "Oh, you can." Um, Even though the law says you have to have a license to drive, it's like if I'm the government official and I convince you that you're entitled to drive without a license, you're entitled to resist the police, and that's not true. That's not tethered to reality. So then if you believe me when I tell you that, and you go up against and you believe me because I'm in some kind of place of authority, and you go against the police, that's not going to end well for you.
no.
So who's responsible for that? You,
Both.
yes, you're partly
Yeah,
responsible,
both.
but I think a person that's in a position of authority telling you that holds a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
when all that happened, I was horrified just like everybody else. But instead of reacting like a knee jerk reaction and just cast blame um on law enforcement, you stop and think, okay, why did this happen? Was it something that could have been prevented,
For
right?
starters, like the media was flat out telling lies,
Mm-hmm.
things that were not happening. Like
Yeah.
I heard all sorts of crazy things, and I'm like, that is so not true. Like saying that, first of all, that all ICE agents were racist or xenophobes. And I'm like, most of those people are Hispanic themselves or people of color, right? Like, how are they racist? Like, obviously, anyone can be racist, but that's not
Yeah.
it. They're doing their jobs. They're just doing their
Yes.
job. They're like
They're
upholding the
enforcing
law.
laws. If you don't like the laws, say
Do
that you're
something to
one of those
change
people
it.
that doesn't like that kind of law. Okay, you can push to make changes and to change that, right?
That's
And then
right.
they won't have to enforce those laws. Um, that's one thing to do. Uh, the situation itself, when those people, that situation happened and people died, what individual, there were different forks in the road that the individual could have taken that could have prevented what happened. I think there was one individual that was shown trying to help two other individuals that were being taken by authorities. Right? If a reasonable person sees that and they think those two people are in danger or something wrong is going on, uh, you can take different types of action. Like you can record, you can, just follow them to make sure you can get them lawyers
Or talk and try to convince them to back down
to back
because
down, like do
they're
something
going up against
constructive instead
right,
of
not get in the
but
way.
yeah, and end up in a bad situation. But those are all things that because people are agitated by our media
They're
and
driven by
social
the
media.
ideologies. Yeah,
Hmm.
and they're
And then
not
even
thinking.
people that are not like immersed in the ideology, but they're just spectators, people that we know in our own lives, right? They're convinced by what they see online or what they see on the news. And if you even propose to dissect the situation instead of jumping to conclusions and casting blame, and just mounting this just campaigns of hate that take shape. If you even propose that, oh, you're a bad person. I've been cast out by family members. I've been uh, just flat out, people stop talking to me because of that. Because as soon as you propose, oh, maybe let's just think about this, maybe let's look at facts, and maybe let's be reasonable, maybe let's not be so emotional on how we examine what we see online or on mainstream media, you're the bad person.
which is silly.
It's so silly. And it's like, okay, I understand a random person on the internet that doesn't know me, but people that have
Right?
known you your whole life and flat out stop talking to you because of
And they
that.
call you hateful, and you're like, what? Yeah, I know.
Yes.
And
It's
it's not
there.
that you're not being compassionate. Like, you can still look at the facts while being compassionate. You have to be compassionate towards the victim, not someone who, like, made the wrong choice and it's not the victim, right? Or,
Hmm.
or like follow through these ideas, like to the
To their
result. Like, are
logical
these ideas
conclusion.
actually giving good result, or are they actually harming people at the end of the road? People don't think that far ahead.
Yeah, they don't trace it to things to their logical conclusion.
That's right. They get
They
stuck
just
on the
stay on the
slogan.
surface, on the slogan, the surface, what sounds pretty, what sounds nice,
Hmm.
what's gonna make me popular with people, what's not gonna, turn people away from me. Like it's happened to us. Like as soon as you want to think things through and not just latch on to pretty sounding slogans or narratives, you're the bad guy.
Hmm. Yep.
But so the 2026 diplomatic friction, state analysts connect this recent late July 2026 surge of the migrants to, that breached Ceuta to a recent high level diplomatic visit by Spanish leadership to Algiers. This trip aimed to repair relations with Algeria, Morocco's regional rival. So, prompting Rabat to react historically by loosening its border patrols to uh, exert geopolitical leverage over Madrid.
But this is like a theory, right? It's not verifiable yet.
Well, the sources that it pulled from is like official government sources,
Mm.
not media
Which
reports.
can mean
Could
50-50.
be, could be, could be, could be.
Right.
Maybe true, maybe not. Um, So, to stabilize the zone, the Spanish government deployed its armed forces and began constructing an expensive 500-meter floating maritime containment barrier along the breakwater fence to permanently close the aquatic loophole exploited by the networks. So, I was looking up as far as that the Supreme Court ruling. Basically, I wanted to know like which sectors of uh, the political environment of Spain liked that ruling and which sectors didn't. And
Mm.
apparently, what would be considered the Spanish right definitely did not. I mean, they said that's going to be something that can be exploited. Like, obviously, it was. And it's kind of like an open invitation, and it's something that the Supreme Court could have taken into consideration instead of taking such a literal approach to the law. So because basically they were interpreting a law
Right.
when they made their ruling. And then even the government, their official posture was that they didn't like it because they kind of agreed that it was gonna bring on this type of problem. But there are what would we call left-wing activist groups. They were the ones that definitely liked the ruling.
Of course.
Of course, let's see what else. So the claim is that the majority of people have been returned except for minors.
Like children?
Yeah. Well, I would say I didn't see any children like
Legally protected
but
children.
underage, not little children, but like young
Like teenagers.
young boys, probably preteen teenagers. That's what I see. So some of them returned voluntarily when they found that everything was kind of collapsed and they weren't going to get the things that they needed. And then there were forced border transfers. But obviously that's disputed by some local people. So I want to see if we can watch this video. It's a little short from Nick Shirley's Instagram. He seems to be on the grounds there, so let's see if we can watch it.
A group of them that all came through from Morocco. Where are you guys going now? Paris, Londres,
Almanya, Bruxelles, Belgica, Danemark, Holanda. Yamin Yamal, I love you.
And how old are you guys?
El mundo.
28. He's 28. 28.
21.
21. ¿Por qué mujeres no vinieron aquí? All these men right here, not a single woman in sight. He said something about woman in Islam. What does Islam think about women?
Yeah, he was saying that Islam says that women must be kept at home.
So they leave all their wives back in their country where there's no money, no jobs, no food, but then they come here all by themselves?
Correct.
Pregúntales si estaba organizado desde Marruecos o por redes sociales.
لا ما قالوا الناس في التيك توك كله المغرب وما اللي فتحوا لنا المخزن
The police in Morocco, they told them to come.
So here you have a group.
I wish we had somebody that spoke. Yeah, that's the end of it. I wish we had somebody that spoke Arabic that could translate what they said to the kid in Arabic, because you never know. You never know what they could have said. Don't say this, say this.
The feminists love that. The women have to stay at home.
I saw there was one video that went viral of a lady that just basically was saying, come, and she was filming them and come, and because it's copy paste activism. It's the same kind of activism everywhere.
It's
the same thing that you see here. Yeah, the same thing you see here, you see in Argentina. Like I follow a bunch of accounts from Argentina. Same rhetoric. Same
almost
wave.
as if they're funded by the same people, right?
I don't think they realize it.
Allegedly.
Like, they're just allegedly, and I don't think they realize that they're just useful cogs, I think. Not to, I mean, I don't want to be mean and call them what some people call them, but they're just cogs in the machine playing a function, and they don't realize what. I was telling my significant other the other day that the leftist elite, I think, knows that what they peddle is BS,
Oh yeah.
but they do convince the masses that what they peddle is true. And those masses don't seem to comprehend like just basic things, like, for example, how economies work, how capital
Mhm.
works. What was the narrative recently when Elon Musk hit that mark, that trillionaire mark? What was the first thing they were saying?
I didn't pay attention to that, but I mean,
That
being a
he
trillionaire doesn't mean you have trillions hanging out of your pocket, right? Like it's the value
right, but they don't
of your
they don't think about
company.
that. They don't think about that.
Of course not.
They don't realize they hear trillionaire and they think that these people, this person hoarded all that money and that he took it from somebody else, basically,
From
because that's the
customers.
idea. Why does he have that, and why don't more people have it, or why don't we distribute it amongst more people? What they don't seem to realize is that, first of all, that's not liquid money.
No.
It's assets of products that he has created. So
Not just products.
that
It's
value he didn't
employment.
steal.
It's
Yeah, but he didn't steal that value from somebody else.
that's
He
right.
created it.
Exactly.
He created that value, right? He
And
didn't
it's
take it
those
from you.
trillions, it's the value that he's adding onto our society. Like how people
Yeah,
can't see that, like I don't understand.
yeah,
Like
right. But just very basic. He didn't steal it from other people. He created it where there was
hmm
nothing there. He created a product and now has companies that offer that service or product to people that want to buy it. And that gives the companies or these assets value. That was created. That wasn't stolen from somebody else,
yeah.
right? Now, if you want to take what somebody else created that you didn't put any effort into, that you didn't do anything to help in the creation of that value, what does that make you?
It's robbery.
That makes you a
Either
thief.
you're
That
either a
makes you a
thief
thief.
or you support slavery. I mean,
Yeah. You won't be,
you're
you
gonna have
want that
someone
product, that
working.
service for free. Uh-huh.
Exactly. That's
Working
yeah.
to create something to give you the money while you sat on your behind and didn't do anything for it.
And then complain.
It's that mentality, right?
Yep.
And that is the kind of person that makes up that mass that these elite leftists manipulate because they want to harness power, not because they think what they're peddling is actually true
Yeah.
or can work. No, these people know. But they have, I think, darkness inside of them, honestly.
Yeah.
There's just a darkness inside. They're driven by envy and just outright immorality,
hmm
you know. They don't care that they use people as cogs. Like what you said, these migrants are being used as pawns by entities, by governments, you know. On one side by the Moroccans, the Moroccan government, or whoever has interest, uh, the smugglers, the leftist, what do you call them? activist.
Groups, yeah.
It's the same thing as the poor people of Gaza.
Yeah.
The majority of the Islamic world around Israel uses them as the rod with which they beat Israel.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't so, how could you explain a government of Egypt or people in Egypt being so invested in the Palestine cause,
Yeah.
but then
Free
having that border? I mean, that border is tighter than any
it's
border I've ever
miles
seen in my
long and it's
life.
got walls and all sorts of things. It's
Why?
insane.
Because if they let those people through, then they lose the ability to use them
That's right.
as a cause. That's why. It's not that they don't believe in the cause or they're just saying no, because they're using them. And those people suffer.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between the way that we think and the way some other people think. It's not that we don't have a heart for all those people that suffer. It's just that we place the blame on. It's where we're placing the blame.
Yeah, and
Where is the
probably the
responsibility for
solutions,
that? And where is the
what you would do would
solution?
be different. Right. Like what you would do would be different. Because if you start looking at things like biblically,
Mm-hmm.
you see things way differently. I mean, the problem with them is that they have a leadership that has placed the focus on their ideology, on their, you know, religion, religious beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna get there no matter what. Like, no matter the cost, they're just. So if they have to, like, end their own citizens, that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah. In other words, sacrifice those people
That's
to
right.
that cause. Their ideology makes it so that it creates a permission structure for that. Because if those people are guaranteed some kind of paradise, why would you care if they go away? They're going straight to paradise, right? It's for the cause.
Right.
So there's a permission structure. I had a clip of a guy from Spain talking about the subject. I mean, I think he uses some salty language. I'm not completely familiar with the vernacular from Spain. Like, I don't really know what words are bad words for
Bad
them or
words.
not.
Okay. Let's just say
So
we didn't know.
we just
Sorry.
play it and hide your kids, hide your wives.
Just in
If you
case.
see this. Sorry for the bad words if there are any. But he's pretty PO'd.
Salty.
Yes.
Millones de seguidores entre todas las plataformas digitales me sirva para algo más que para que me den un aplauso cuando digo cositas que a todo el mundo le gusta, porque yo ya estoy hasta los huevos del buenismo. Esta situación en España ya es insostenible y ya me veo en la situación y en la molestia de tener que hacer estos vídeos. Estén de acuerdo o no, me la pela, porque aquí ya van mis ideales, aquí van ya mis pensamientos, quién soy yo, el amor a mi patria, el amor a mi tierra, el amor a mi gente, el amor a mi costumbre, el amor a mi religión. Y yo no soy ni de derecha ni soy de izquierda, soy español. Y por ser español no significa que sea racista, porque también hay que mirar a los inmigrantes que han venido de forma legal, con sus papeles, trabajando y aportando al país. Con que no vengan a delinquir ya tenemos bastante. Es lo único que pedimos, que vengan de forma legal, a trabajar y no a delinquir. ¡Hostia, es tan difícil! Estoy a favor de los inmigrantes que vienen a buscar una mejor vida, a trabajar, a no dar problemas y a adaptarse a las costumbres, no exigiendo. Están saliendo vídeos en las noticias como esas personas que han llegado a Ceuta están pegando a españoles en la calle. Si a mí me pilla ahí, me da igual ser influencer. Imagínate que tú llegas a un país totalmente nuevo, con 20.000 amigos más. 20.000 amigos más, incluido tú, en el que no tenéis ni trabajo, ni casa, ni dinero para comer. ¿Sabéis lo que pasa el segundo día? Asaltos, atracos, delincuencia. Son personas, tendrán que alimentarse, ¿no? ¿Qué va a pasar si no se les da comida? ¿Qué va a pasar si no se les da una casa? Pero es que encima estamos obligados a nosotros a darles una casa, a darles comida para que no delincan. ¿Pero a dónde estamos llegando, señores? Que ayer fue Ceuta, pasado en Melilla, mañana es Cádiz, pasado en Málaga y Sevilla. Y yo estoy aquí. Y yo no me voy de mi tierra, no me sale de los huevos, no me da la gana. Porque estoy cansado de todo lo que lleva España también, aguantando a feministas y a colectivos, que esto va totalmente en contra vuestra. Os quejáis de que los hombres os miran por la calle. Ahora no os van a mirar. No vais a salir tranquilas. A ver si ahora tenéis huevos de hablar y salir a la calle con una bandera de España. Ni derecha ni izquierda. España. Que vais a tener que salir con velo. ¿No os estáis dando cuenta? Cultura general. Nos controlan ya por fumar tabaco en la vía pública. Controlan al autónomo que debe 40 euros y lo persiguen. Controlan al del bar por poner una mesa más en la calzada. Y ahora abren una frontera con 20.000 personas irregulares. Hay que defenderse. Tu cultura, tus ideales, decir lo que piensas, no por gustarle a todo el mundo. Se os tendría que caer la cara de vergüenza. Cuando España ganó el Mundial, estaba toda España fuera. Si saliéramos así, si España supiera los huevos que tenemos, no pasarían estas cosas. Solo el pueblo salva al pueblo, está ya más que demostrado. Y no tenemos que estar pensando que vamos a salir a la calle y vamos a tener un problema con un primo. O que tenga una hija y tenga que tener cuidado a ver si no la van a violar. ¡Hostia! ¡Que no soy padre! Pero de aquí a 5 o 6 años seré padre. Y si esto sigue así, yo no tengo que salir con una cacharra a la calle, porque no me da la gana. Y a mí ya es que me la pela a quien le guste o le deje de gustar este vídeo o esta opinión, porque estoy hasta los cojones. Si alguien de los que me sigue es capaz de defender lo que está pasando ahora mismo, ¡que me deje de seguir! ¡Que me deje de seguir! Yo no quiero chusma. Quiero gente con sentido común, con 2 huevos, de decir lo que piensan, de guiarse por el sentido común y por el bien de una sociedad, no de uno mismo. He visto personas que tienen cáncer y le dan cita 3 meses después, en 3 meses que se puede morir. ¿Y vas a meter a 20 personas que no pagan la seguridad social? ¿Para eso pagamos nosotros? ¿Para pagarle a los demás? ¿Para pagarle a la gente irregular que no se saben ni si han matado? Si tienen enfermedades, que no han dado un grano por este país y vienen a romperlo. Las mujeres de aquí a un tiempo vais a tener que salir con velo. El jamón lo vais a tener que pagar a 20 euros el gramo. Y vais a tener que pedir permiso para vivir en vuestra puta casa. Porque el día que quieran le pegan una pata a la puerta y no tenéis ni derecho a defenderla. ¿Hasta dónde vamos a llegar? ¿Hasta dónde estáis dispuestos a permitir que os pasen por encima y que os pisen el cuello? ¿Hasta dónde? Porque yo no miro hoy, miro más para adelante, ¿de acuerdo? Yo no tengo hijos, pero los tendré. Y me niego a irme de aquí porque estemos en peligro. Me niego a que alguien me eche de mi casa. Me niego a tener que estar preocupado porque mañana tenga una hija a la que puedan violar, a la que puedan raptar, a la que puedan hacer con ella lo que le den la gana. No miro por mí, porque yo salgo a la calle y parto con estos dos. Parto con estos dos. Estoy mirando por nuestras mujeres, por nuestros niños, por el futuro. ¡Viva España! Espera.
Well,
Wow.
he was pretty mad.
I think he was on point though.
Yeah,
That
taking
was-
the bad words aside, because I'm pretty sure there were more than a few there.
I think
Some
there
that I
were a
didn't
few.
understand, but it sounded like they were bad words. But yeah, basically what we've been saying. He said, "I am tired of buenismo." I wish we had a word in English to that we could translate, because that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Like people that
Well,
have
It's a belief
that
system.
that have
like moralism.
yeah, it's a belief system. It's there you go, moralism.
Moralism. Yeah.
Moralism.
not-
People.
It's crazy how many Christians are moralists. They're not actual Christians. Right?
No.
Because you're not saved by doing the nice thing. Right?
Yeah.
You're not
It's-
going to be saved, and then the person you are being nice to, like tolerating, they're also not going to be saved. So anyways.
Yeah, it's the whole imparting righteousness to oneself. The righteousness you can impart to yourself is going to be very faulty as compared to the true righteousness that comes from God. You know, and that's the aim I think that most people have. They just,
Yeah.
as long as I can feel like I'm being nice and, you know, just likable and going along to get along, you know, I'm a good person. I'm a good Christian because I'm doing that. I've heard that like a lot.
Yeah. I've heard that from close friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wish I could have said something different at that time, but then I was like, how, what do I say and how do I say it? Like, I could not believe that this person who's supposed to be a Christian is saying things like that. Like, you just have to be kind to people. Like, you just, okay, while you wave goodbye at them and they're walking to the slaughter, like,
How kind are you being
that's not kind at all.
by going along just to get along? You know, that's not kind at all.
No,
It may
it's not kind.
sound like it may be comfortable at the time. It may make you popular, which seems to be the aim of most people nowadays. You
Yeah.
know, but he said a lot of things, a
Yeah,
lot
very
of
true.
true things. I don't know. He's an influencer. I saw his TikTok, and I think he does mainly like exercise, calisthenics, and things like that. But he saw this, and I mean, I guess what could be the how could you still man it, or how do you anticipate somebody seeing his video and going, oh, okay, I think you're exaggerating, or I think it's not that bad because it's
Yeah.
not in the mainland.
You're gonna have people that are gonna try to like whitewash it, like, and like paint it as if it's not a big deal, and then you'll have people who are just gonna just call them racist and unfollow, right?
Yeah, I'm
I'm not
sure.
even gonna try to engage in
Entertain it, or
anything. Yeah.
try to engage and actually think through it and have a conversation about it. No, just I think I did mention like one experience I had not too long ago on my personal Instagram. I shared something to the effect of, because it is a sticky situation here in the United States where we have freedom of religion and a lot of freedoms, right? That are good but can be taken advantage of
Yeah.
to, say, parasitize the society. Uh, it could give place to a trickling in of ideologies that may be okay in small quantities because that's when they're not going to pose any kind of threat. But as they grow larger and larger and more popular, they can eventually take over, say, not maybe not in our generation, but maybe the next one, or maybe even our grandkids' time, grow to such a rate that it takes over, and those same liberties and freedoms that allow that are going to go away,
Oh yeah. Because
right?
that's what they do, right?
So the post that I shared was a person talking about, okay, what do we do now to stop it before it gets to that point? And I received a message basically saying, oh, so you think that's good? And I mean, I could give the person the benefit of the doubt and think they really wanted to engage in a conversation to try to understand why I would post that, or where I was coming from, or like what I actually, because I just posted the video. I didn't make any type of comment on it or description or caption to it. I just
In the
posted it.
video, like to clarify, the video was talking about the problem of like illegal immigration, like the mass migration, right? And it was
Well, it was talking about
asking,
migration from places that carry an Islamist ideology.
oh, when they were trying to limit the people.
Hmm.
I think I remember
Yeah,
hearing that they were trying to do
yeah,
that.
yeah. And
This administration.
people hear that, and the first thing they think is, "Oh, it's racist." Well, first of all, Islam is not a race. I'm gonna repeat it every time we have an episode.
And
It's
I
not a
don't
race.
think you even have to go that far. I think mass migration from anywhere, it's a problem, right? Because
Yeah, but
the
this particular
infrastructure
one,
can't handle it.
right? Yes, but that's a different subject. This particular post talked about migration from Islamist countries and an
Okay, so
increase of that ideology in our country, right?
the
And how
person, you think the person was trying to like say that you were being like xenophobia or like something like that? What do you think the
well,
person
they
was trying to
didn't
say?
go as far as that. The post basically said that we had to do something about that and we had to stop it,
Oh, for sure,
right?
for sure.
And the message I got, oh, so you think that's good? Nothing else was said. I explained what I thought about it, as if the person was really asking me what I thought, but I knew they weren't asking me that. It was a rhetoric question, and you know, they never answered back, so obviously it was a rhetoric question designed to, I don't know
What'd you tell
what.
them?
Basically that that it's one perspective that that was being presented, one possible solution to a future problem, and that what I would take into account is the history of the spread of
Oh,
that
yeah.
certain ideology and how it spread through its history, and
Mm-hmm.
that it does start small and it's passive when it's small, but when it grows and it can show force, it's not passive anymore,
Right.
and by then it's too late.
They call it the I can't remember. I just recently watched that video that the David Wood put out, which is the 3 stages of jihad or something like that.
Hmm.
The first one is
Yeah.
migration. The second one is like by having many kids. And then
Hmm.
the third one is by force, right?
Yeah,
And
when
it
they're
depends on how outnumbered they are.
hmm.
Yeah.
So basically that's what I went through. Do you think I got a response?
You did it.
No. Because
Here's
that
the thing.
initial question was not to engage with me thoughtfully. It was designed to shame me, maybe. Oh, so you
Probably. I
think
mean,
that's good?
did it work?
No.
No. The thing is that the person might be coming from a place of ignorance. Like, I hear tons of people saying, "Oh, but I have this coworker who is so and so," or I
Yeah.
know this family or my neighbors and they're peaceful, they're nice, they're kind, they live like us, they're westernized, whatever, right? But those people are not living by their holy book, right? They're compromising, kind of like what Christians do, the moralist Christians. They are
Mhm.
not really living by their holy book. They're compromising to like make nice with the people. That's what these people
Mhm.
are doing. But
Yeah.
like tomorrow, when someone else who is radical does something, do you think these people are going to come out and condemn that? They can't.
I haven't seen it.
They can't because it goes
Then
against
they're gonna
their
be in the
beliefs.
chopping. Yeah,
Exactly.
they're gonna
And
be in the
they're gonna
chopping
be in
block.
trouble. Yeah. They're gonna be in trouble and they can't because they actually believe these things, right? They might not
Or
want to
even if
act
they
upon
don't,
it
a lot of them
well,
are
there's
just
different
like
kinds,
nominal
right?
Christians, right? That they don't
Yeah,
really know much about the theology or the history or
yeah,
anything
that's
like
true.
that. Some of them don't know. And it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, two things can be true at the same time. You could know a person and it could be not, most of them are not, most of them are just Muslims. They're not Islamist, meaning
Yeah.
like they don't believe in the whole political takeover. Two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
But that doesn't that doesn't mean that the danger is not posed. It doesn't erase the history of how the ideology has operated throughout history and throughout, you know, the geography of this world.
Yeah, it's because
It
it doesn't change what their holy book says. And they're
Yeah,
not going to change what their holy book because they believe that's the word of their God, right? So they can't change it.
and in
So,
numbers, I mean, if you're talking percentages, yeah, it may look like a small percentage, but it's huge numbers.
yeah, the small percentage can cause it can cause damage.
Yeah, we see it all the
So,
time. I mean, didn't we have some things happening last weekend? Some cars miraculously running into people, because the
oh,
cars
the
do it.
self-driving car.
The self-driving vehicles that,
Just when you
magically they don't
think
have
you
any
can't
drivers.
hate the mainstream
The
media
media,
enough.
no,
They're so horrible.
yeah,
Ay, ay, ay.
terrible. But here we are. Anyhow, you want to conclude this conversation?
Yeah. With what?
I have two funny videos to go through just to tie it up
Dale.
in a funny note. Okay, ready for the first one?
How you pronounce this right here?
Arepa.
Arepa.
All right, this is a Puerto Rican dish. How you pronounce it?
Pernal.
Penny. A little harder. This one right here.
Ropa Vieja.
Okay.
That's
All
pretty
right,
good.
a little harder. This one right here.
Arroz con hachuelas.
This one right here.
This sounds like a villain from the Marvel movies.
Try to pronounce it.
Plétanos maduros.
¿Qué? The last one, Dana. Let's kill it.
Chicken aron de polo.
Yo, Dana.
That's funny.
pretty funny.
Chicken around the polo. That's good. And then the last one. And with this one we can close out.
Cancela todo. Me entró la depre. La de preguntarte si estarías dispuesto a aceptar al Señor Jesús en tu corazón, dejarlo y aceptarlo solo a Él, y no solo conocerlo, sino también seguirlo, porque ay, yo te quiero ver en las bodas del Cordero, allá abrazándonos todos y gozando con nuestro Padre Celestial. Dime que lo aceptaste.
Are you
Indeed,
gonna
indeed.
translate that one?
That's kind of long. So that's for a Spanish speaking audience.
This is a Spanglish episode.
It's gonna be every episode of Spanglish. There's a little bit for everybody.
That was pretty funny.
Yes. Alrighty then. Good day for now. Till
Yeah.
I see you again.
Yes.
Arrivederci. Si non ci vediamo più.
Talk to you tomorrow. Good
Yes.
night, everyone. No one's watching. Just
Good
us.
night.
Bye.
Bye.